Question 41. If sine of theta is equal to 3/5 and cosine of theta is less than 0, what is the value of cosine of theta? All right, so we're just given sine of theta is equal to 3/5. So I'm going to do a little trick and just draw out a right triangle. So this is, just believe me here, this is a right triangle. And I'm going to apply our SOHCAHTOA, right? SOHCAHTOA, like writing it out. So what does this mean? So sine, right? Sine of an angle, we'll call this angle here theta. Sine of this is going to equal the opposite side here, divided by the length, the hypotenuse. So we can say that the opposite side is 3 and the hypotenuse is 5, right? So sine of theta is equal to the opposite side divided by the hypotenuse, and that's equal to 3/5. So that's true with everything that the question has given us so far. No problem there. Now using the SOHCAHTOA, we can say, well, cosine of theta is equal to the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse. So this is the adjacent side, and we don't have a value here. But because it's a right triangle, we can use Pythagorean theorem, right? C squared is equal to a squared plus b squared to solve for the adjacent side. So we'll call this b, call this a, and call this c. So c squared would be 5 squared, that's 25, is equal to a squared, that's 3 squared is 9, plus b squared, and we're trying to find b. So 16 is equal to b squared, so b is equal to 4. So this side will be 4. And so the adjacent side is 4, divided by the hypotenuse is 5. But we see that there's a problem, right? So this is not less than 0. But if we were to redraw this triangle, right? So we've drawn it in, we have drawn this angle over here in our first quadrant, but we were to follow the unit circle. Right here, this is 0 degrees, this is 90 degrees, this is 180 degrees. We can draw a mirror image of this triangle and say that this is still equal to 5, this is still equal to positive 3, right? Because this is the positive direction, this is the negative direction. Same thing for this axis. And instead of being positive 4, it's actually negative 4. So we're not looking at theta over here, we should be looking at this theta. So it's the same triangle, right? We've just flipped it over, and it's going to give us negative 4 over 5 for the adjacent over hypotenuse for our cosine of theta. So we're not actually looking at this triangle, we should be looking at this triangle. And so from that we do find cosine of theta is equal to negative 4/5, which is answer B.